Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you on the stream, things are continuing. For those of you watching the recordings afterwards, this is the start of the second part of our stream. Let's make sure we can build all these things. And I think we are going to go and build a third breeding pod just there. That is going to help us get our population up a little bit faster. I'm going to call this priority. Let's go and get that built first. And then, like I said, then we... Ooh, one of our beavers grew up. Is he... Oh, he's... Let's get some building done whilst we're in a drought. Yes, let's start to get our beaver numbers back up. Claw our way back from extinction. Because, of course, the 4 beavers that survived... You know, they're going to be aging. Got 44, 23, that's good. 40, 36, and oh, 7, of course, our new one. We've got a couple of old beavers. They will need replacing. We do need to have other beavers ready to go. Oh, okay, right. So, definitely go and unpause you. Get more of that coming in. We're going to... We'll leave it at that for now. Our next beaver who grows up. Oh, wait, no, let's... It's close. Hey, and any of you guys want a beaver named after you, just let me know. I just want a beaver named after anybody. Let me know. And the next beaver that's born, we'll do a bit of renaming. Okay, we've got the third pod on the go. Okay, so our beaver population gonna grow a bit faster, but I mean, we've got pretty much all of the infrastructure ready to go for a much bigger beaver colony. Something we can definitely do is build a few more water tanks. That's never going to hurt. So... let's go and do that. Never have too many water tanks. Those droughts are just going to keep getting bigger. We have one person missing from a job. That's right. Let's put that down to 1. So he's not claiming that he's missing, so to say. Okay, and we should have this. Ah, we've moved on to this side. Fair enough. We should get most of it done for the next drought, I am very much hoping. And plus, you know, this is... Wow, famous last words. This is actually a bigger one because if this is blocked off, this will in fact stay flooded. That is 100% true. This might be... Although, no, this is kind of a bit of an emergency source, I think. And... Hey, maybe we can start making some planks at some point, too. This gets us... How much does the power wheel get us? I don't really use power wheels, so I'm not quite sure. 300. So one beaver's still going to be able to produce, what, 75? This only takes 50, I think. Famous last words. Oh, no. 75. It's 50 for the Folktales version. Yeah, I feel like I do need an extra builder to help get some of this done. We are going to put down an extra bit builder. Logs shouldn't be a huge problem. That. 3 kits. Somebody grew up. No, that was the last message. On 3-3, somebody was born. Our beaver population will keep slowly creeping up. And each pod gives you about 10 population as you get higher and higher and higher on the well-being scale and people live longer. That number does slowly increase. I think if you max it out, you get 20 per pod, maybe. But, so yeah, we are aiming for a population of about 30, which is growth. So we do need to be ready for that. But like I said, we have we have the framework down. Keep things going in the right direction. Hey, another kit was born. We're on to 6 adults and 3 kids now. We've only got a day, so I really do want to get these 2 finished. Go, that's that one. I want to get this one finished as well. Go on and put some logs in here, which is massively helping. Oh, let's finish up. That should be it. Beautifully done. Okay. Grass can be built a little bit slower, and let's go and unpause another water pump. Also actually going to pause this as well and unpause this water pump. Oh, we just had another kit grow up. Go and unpause the berry farm, or the berry gatherer. We'll get some more berries in. I've only got 1 piece left here anyway. Take a little bit longer because there's no more goods in that collection point. Now, should see this very much drop off very, very quickly. Yep, there it goes. It all disappears. Whereas, as you can see, this should hang around for quite a bit longer. And then this as well should hang around for quite a bit longer. So our pumps should be effective for a much longer amount of time now. We do get some pumping during a drought phase. In fact, what I should have done, and what I think I might end up doing. How much do we have, and how much does it cost? A floodgate cost me 150. Go and turn those guys on. And pause you. Let's get a bit more science on the go. Other numbers are generally keeping up. Let's go and pause a water pump as well. Did we? Oh, we just lost someone due to old age. That's all right. We should have a very young and vibrant community very shortly. Let's go and pause you because you seem to be full. And let's actually go and pause you as well. All the water seems to have been filled up. Let's add another worker in there. Our kohlrabis are going very nicely. We are, in fact, missing some logs because all of our woodcutters are paused. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that with a floodgate because when we get bad tide, all of this will get filled for the bad tide, but I can put a floodgate here and at least keep this bit pure. Not much, but it's a start. It is a start. We are missing 2 people. We just lost somebody else due to old age. But like I said, we are now starting to get a fairly young Beaver community. Age 8, 9, 10, 43 and 14. The average age is plummeting as our Beaver community says goodbye to the generation who were here during the Great Starvation of 01. And as we move past that moment, and eventually erect a memorial to those who were lost, we will eventually be able to move past the tragedy that has occurred. And, oh, that is actually sunken. I didn't realize that when I looked at it at first. We do in fact need to block that off and raise it up if we want it to come across the aqueducts. Which we will eventually want to do. Oh, we have 4 kits. One of those should have grown up, surely. Getting kids faster than they're growing up. Okay, we have all of our water storage tanks now finished being built. We do need to get up to 150 science. We're going to replace that with a floodgate. We have 1 lumberjack on the go. But no, we're stable. We're stable. We're not striding forward in massive leaps and bounds, but we're stable. And so let us... Obviously, we will be wanting to eventually get to tube ways, which does unfortunately take metal. For now, we need to even start our lumber industry. We do have metal everywhere, but it's... I'm loving this kind of... I don't know. This looks like it used to be an old train station exit, and then the train actually came... You know, maybe this didn't used to be a water aqueduct. Maybe this actually used to be a train bridge, a railway line. Who only knows? That really does look like it's trying to be the entrance of some kind of old train station or anything. Anyway, so we do have metal dotted around kind of everywhere, but in great piles. We do actually have an underground ruins up here, and this is a great place to strive towards. I think we will. We'll generally start building towards this corner. With our tube ways, we can do some fantastic things. Very easily link our main hub to here. So I think this basin, in general, is going to remain dry. I say in general because we are going to look to do lots of fancy things with tubeways and dynamite and covered walkways and then dirt back on top and etc, etc. Because we do now have that ability in U7. Oh, we have both of our science buildings now on the go. Let's go ahead and unpause that water pump. Go ahead and destroy that and go and pick up the resources. Once they've been picked up, we will down a floodgate. Well, we can put down a floodgate anyway, to be honest. No matter which direction. Oh no, if it pushes it out, I won't be able to reach it, as in if it pushes it to here. But let's leave it there. Let's leave it to be picked up. I mean, it's not really going to cause... When I say too much harm, I actually possibly should have waited for the water to come back, but then here it is. So hey, we've managed to get through that one. Have 2 jobs currently not being done. Those will be... Although wait, this actually has the same priority now, doesn't it? Let's go back to normal priority. Those will be my inventors. That's okay. We'll catch back up on those guys shortly. We've gotten rid of that. I'll chuck that down for 150 science. We have 1 job empty. Did I... Oh yeah, that's just this guy. No, we had another guy grow up. Our beaver population is continuing to slowly grow. Just for now, be at a lovely 0. Once we get into our next drought phase, we will of course put it back up. Okay. As I said, we are starting to turn things around. You no longer need to be turned on. Let's redirect you down here. We've got this guy turned on as well. That's fantastic. We've got plenty of kohlrabis, and we do have some berries, which are pretty much just fueling our future population growth. Right, and I like it, folks. I like it. Things are coming along nicely. This requires planks. That was a like faux pas on my side. We're gonna finally unpause you. We're gonna unpause you. There's claims no available workers. You're gonna go down to a 1. We are still apparently missing 3 people. There's no point in you spinning that without you moving that. What can we... We're going to pause that. Although, hang on, no. Let's actually put you back on low priority. Let's go and unpause that. We'll take the worker out of the district area for now, to be honest. And let's start to get some planks. I mean, because somebody's building it. Oh, we've just had somebody else grow up, that's why. Have our builder back immediately. That actually worked out beautifully. And we have our floodgate. Absolutely fantastic. We'll have some water coming in. We should have another beaver grow up soon. We only go up to 4 for a very brief second. Let's put you on normal priority. Drought is approaching once again. Look at him. Look at him. You push that handle. You Conan that turning wheel. Never give up, Beaver. In fact, so we are now going to go and call him Conan. Our large power wheel turner does it all on his own. Good old Conan. Nice. And so we are gaining a good amount of logs. We have maxed out on our planks. And due to the poor planning of everything that has gone on here, we are very much being squeezed in for space. I don't want to go and block that off, to be honest. Let's go and place that there. That will be for planks. And then, so the next thing I have to go and put down. Now, I'm going to wait for the drought to choose where I put this down, although I won't be able to afford it yet anyway, I don't think. No, I am the whole 9 science off. Although, hey, one of our science guys is actually working. Obviously, the next thing I want to get down is the forester, so that I can keep actually having trees to harvest. Now, I'm going to wait for the drought because I'm going to see what my, we say, non-drought area looks like. And I think that's when it took away my inventor. That's fine. We'll get him back during the drought because I'm waiting for that anyway. Good. Our planks are up and running again. I mean, whether it will be this area, I mean, I need to, in essence, rearrange absolutely everything, let's be honest. I don't think any one of these single buildings will, in essence, still be standing by the time we're actually done. Because all of it needs rearranging quite badly. It's all been pushed into the only space that was available, and so now we, in essence, need to start replacing it all and going vertical. Which we're not playing with any mods on this one, so we don't have the ladder because we are in the experimental branch, so I didn't want to, well, risk it, basically. So we will be having to build fun stairs complexes. But yeah, we need to start going vertical. Now, it's such a shame that you can't simply move buildings. I get it. It doesn't make sense to be able to move buildings. Just still be nice. One person demanding a worker, and that is this inventor. let's keep you on normal priority. Alright, and our water's nice and full. Good, 300 should do us for now. Because then, of course, as well, we want to start getting medium tanks, which actually take gears. But next thing we want to get is our forester in terms of a science spend. Okay, drought started. Like I said, let's see. Wait for this to finish. Pumping down. Okay, so this is what we look like during drought. I'm going to go and pause you. So because we're going to block this off, we do have pretty good coverage. Obviously, in a much longer drought, this will dry up. This is really our only secure area. This, as you can see, though, is very nicely pushing forward to this. You can see the contamination cutoff line, basically just here. So if I replaced all of the berries with a bit of forest, I mean, it's not the biggest area, but it's not bad. Then as well, I think in the long run, we're going to have to go vertical, folks. We are going to have to go vertical. Which is absolutely just fine. True verticality, however, is in the realm of tubeways, so I would have to get some mining on the go. And our underground mine costs 4,000 science, 300 treaty planks, 450 gears, and 300 logs. Well, that's a small way off. You know, just a smidge. Oh, amazing. When I do eventually get a smelter, I can squeeze it right in here. Alright, so we'll make sure we leave that space open. Of course, before that point, we need scavenger flags, etc. But yes, of course, not getting ahead of ourselves. The first thing we need is a forester. Make sure we don't run out of wood. And I am thinking up here, to be honest. It's a little bit out of the way. But it's not a bad spot. Yeah, it is a bit of a distance. It is a little bit out of the way. So again, it's not ideal in the slightest, but do need to keep pushing things forward. And then, well, in terms of that, to be honest with you, I might not actually. Okay, we'll build it just in case we're going to end up needing it. But I might not actually even end up needing it, folks. I mean, I can start getting the trees over here, which is another really good source. I can start getting the trees over here. I mean, we're all connected. The pathing on this is pretty extensive. You know, it may not be the most efficient thing, to be honest, to have a forester working. Perfectly honest. Maybe I'll do a quick initial sweep and just go and plant all of this with more oak trees. Just to give this area a bit of a boost. And obviously we're still cutting down all of these areas, to be honest. We've still got quite a few oak trees and such down here. Yeah, so maybe I'll do that just to give it a bit of a boost. We can actually unpause it. I was supposed to pause it in terms of a worker not turning up there, not the building process. And we're grabbing more berries. Of course, I want to make sure I have a good stockpile so that our breeding pods do not stop. We're up to a beautiful 12 workers. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves another builder. You can see... Whoa, you can't see the difference in our water levels because I forgot to pick that back up. And you should see a difference in our water levels. That's why I turned him off so I don't drain this. A little bit of bad coordination going on there. Yep, so there you go. So we've recovered our beaver numbers. Now to continue growing. We have plenty of things to push forward for. We are starting to get a nice bit of science coming in. I assume, yep, this is one of the guys that's not working. That's all fine. And then after that, what we want to start looking at is getting some scrap iron comes next. And the easiest place, I mean, it's a long run, but that's an immediate access to some point. That's an even longer run. That's an immediate access. Or the other one is coming up here. Now, we don't have any natural stairs, which is unusual on the way this map goes. I would probably just go and build a set of stairs in here. It is going to cost me some of my beautiful science. Let's go and path this up. Gonna path it all the way to that set of stairs as well. And so what that would involve is a couple of scrap collectors by here. However, a scrap collector will cost me 250 science. So that is a little bit off. I'm going to go and pause these guys as well. They can get some workers if we ever have any free. With our numbers increasing, our science buildings are now slowly turning on. This guy will, of course, pause once he's done this original set of planting. May as well go and fill in that tiny spot all the way up to there. Guy gets all the way around there and all the way along here. And this guy's pretty much exactly the same. Go and fill in the gaps, and we're just basically setting up a future area to come and get some wood, because as you can see, the areas we're doing at the moment are dwindling off. You don't actually have anything to do you? I don't know why you're still going. Can't actually reach these trees, which is probably because I've gone and done this. Let us go and replace you, that you can, in fact, go and get access to those trees. You're now actually going to continue to work and chop the rest of these down. And yep, this guy's just setting up a future forest area. Then, as I also said earlier, even then we can pop along to this side. It's all quite nicely joined. I don't think we're in too much trouble in terms of future areas. Okay, 144 berries. You can now pause once more. And that, I believe, will be all 4 of our science buildings up and running. Because as I said, we do need to definitely... Aha, this has gone and dried out. At what point you can go and pause. Get a few more bits and bobs up and running for science. We need to get that put in there. We can get 2 water pumps here in the slightly deeper water, which will be our emergency pumps. I'm going to go and dub them. Go and build those up there as well. Like I said, they'll be our emergency pumps. And no, I'm not going to go and... I was about to go and build more water storage, but I'm going to wait till I can get these. So we do actually need some gear workshops to be built. I'm going to go remove these 2. And I'm not going to immediately replace them, because as I said, I'm going to replace them with a larger tank. I will fit in right behind here. Oh, that's gone and dried out as well. That would be because we didn't have this put up at the beginning of the drought. We've still got 1.8 days of drought, but I mean, our resources are fine. We've got a lot of food and a lot of water. Both being removed. The planks can be gathered. And then we want to go and grab ourselves a gear workshop, which will cost us an extra worker, and then we're going to need an extra worker in here. So Conan's actually going to get a friend. He's no longer going to be the sole source of our power. So Zunabar, of course, we all know that Zunabar will die long before Conan, regardless of however it looks, because Conan will outlive everybody. Okay, we are up to 15 beavers. Things are coming along nicely. We are missing one beaver in one of our inventors, but that is fine. We are now looking at getting gears on the go. We should also potentially... Sorry, I finished that sentence halfway through. Potentially think of another source of food. However, so 4 beans become 10 beans. So let's try and figure out. So it goes up by 2.5. So in 5 days you get 2.5 beans, but through a longer chain of process. In 3 days you get 2, which is actually higher. But let's not worry about that for now. Canola oil is, of course, not a food source. It's a material, an additive. Something you use to help make better food sources. We have corn, and then we have eggplants. So no, I think the next thing we'll end up trying to get is a hydroponic garden, to be honest. Although mushrooms then need oil and... other ones? I think, yes. I forget what they are, but the second source then needs food processing. And somehow, and I have no idea how, maybe because I keep turning them off and turning them back on, I have not needed a grindstone yet, which is interesting. Where would I put a grindstone if I wanted to? Wow, I mean, ideally I'd place it up here, but I'm obviously not going to block off the path. Because this will become... you're no longer needed. You can be paused. For now, simply chuck him in there. Let's... oh. I suppose we can have you guys going instead. Go and pause one of you. We also don't need all 3 of these going. Let's go and pause you as well. And we do then need is... medium warehouse storage. I'm going to build there. It's not going to be pretty, because we are definitely not at the stage of making things pretty. You are 4 gears. Ah, I was about to say, why is it not connected to any districts? We have not quite finished hammering the stairs. I do have a problem with forgetting to put paths in, but I was positive I put them in that time. Hey, 16 beavers. Yeah, we are going forward very nicely. And with that, let us look at getting a bigger storage tank. We do have the science. We have half of the gears, but we should hopefully collect those pretty quickly as we keep moving forward. And so I want to build myself... I'm going to go and place it in here, because I will eventually remove that tank and put a second one in as well, which I'll do probably near enough immediately. But when we get to the drought, some of these will empty out and I will remove another water tank. Because, I mean, we need to collect more gears anyway, so there's no huge rush. We have someone who's needing a job. Let us... You've got a little bit of work you can still do. Going to pause you for a smidge. Come and finish off what you can actually do. I suppose we've got two tiny pines here now because they do expand naturally on their own. Now pause and go and do something else. And I am tempted to go and say... what else really needs doing? Now there's a question. I mean, our pumpers are getting a small problem. Let's go and get the plank production increasing. Most of our storages are filling out. We need more housing as well. Well. That spot is for a smelter. This is a very, very higgledy-piggledy style town. Nothing is centralized. Nothing is together properly. It's a mess, basically. Nothing but an absolute mess. Because we're going to put that in there, we can't get to this tree. That's fine. I'm going to go and remove you now. And so you no longer need to be there. We have so many pumps, we don't have a huge amount of them working. Okay. We need to make one more gear, and then that will be up and running as well. Need an extra person. Yeah, to, there you go, sort out the efficiency for these two. That takes 195, so this only has 105 remaining. If I wanted to get my smelter in there, that does take 200. Gonna have a slight power deficiency problem. But I guess we'll come to that when we come to it. I am gonna need some storage for scrap metal. That this is now up and running. Go and turn all of these pumps on. And fill this up whilst we still have water actually coming in from the outside world. And then we will look at what comes next. We do definitely need to do the next stage of planning and building. We've just about got a stable community. Just about, he says. Maybe. Very happy, very happy. We managed to claw our way back from extinction in the previous part, earlier on in this stream. Hey, things are looking okay. He's, oh, much fun. Yeah, I've gone and done all this. I've got some scrap just waiting for me to use here as well. Well, that's fantastic. Not much, again, just small sources of 15, so what, 60, 120, 180. These are actually a little bit, nope, they're still 15s. We've got a little bit more here, got about another 200. 60, 82, yeah, 250. So we've got a little bit, not got huge sources of it available ready to me, but we've got a little bit. If I don't try and do crazy things, then we should be okay. Famous last words. Only a 7-day drought. These droughts have been very nice to me, I must say. Very, very nice to me. Okay, and so I think we're going to go and leave part 2 here. We have clawed our way back from the brink, and things are looking pretty good. I need to now decide what comes next and in what direction we are going to go. And so yes, as I said, it's the end of part 2, so we will hopefully see you all in part 3. A little zoom, please. What would you like me to zoom in on? Ganapathy. What would you like to see? We've got... There you go. I'm just going to leave it by here. Like I said, this is a, should we say, recorded stream. It will become episodes on YouTube, so we're going to end episode 2 here. The stream will continue. All of you watching us live at the moment, and then we will, yeah, have a short little discussion maybe, and then start the 3rd part. So those of you joining us on YouTube, thank you very much for watching part 2, and I hope you'll join us in the next part.